The Hopi Reservation, located in northeastern Arizona, houses 3 unique villages, each situated on its own elevated plateau. Among them, Walpi stands out as the oldest. This village, established in 1690, is renowned for its deep history and cultural traditions that have endured through the ages. Dating back to 1880, this cabinet card, although it has experienced some discoloration over the years, impressively captures the image of 3 African American riders. Positioned for action, they hold their weapons with determination. This photograph serves as a tribute to the courage and dedication of these servicemen. The photograph takes us back to Santa Fe, New Mexico, around 1880. During this time, the city was buzzing with tales and legends of Billy the Kid, a notorious Old West outlaw. Billy's exploits still resonated in the minds of the locals, permeating the streets and buildings of the town. It seemed like every corner could have been the backdrop for one of his countless escapades. William Frederick Buffalo Bill Cody, a legend of the Old West, passed away in Denver, Colorado, 105 years ago. Known as Buffalo Bill, his cultural and historical impact is still felt today. In his final words, he expressed a deep love for the Old West, stating, "The Old West of yesteryear, with its legendary figures, fervent battles, and vast lands, will forever remain in my memory." During the hot summer months, Dodge City buzzed with life and excitement. This vibrancy was primarily driven by the large herds of cattle, accompanied by numerous cowboys. With pockets full of freshly earned money, these cowboys infused energy and liveliness into the town. In addition to them, gamblers also flocked, drawn by the chance to profit easily. The photograph displays approximately 600 silver bars, notable for their significant quantity. During that time, it was common for industries to manufacture silver bars weighing between 150 and 200 pounds each, a tactic to deter theft due to their substantial weight. The total value of these silver bars exceeds $1.5 million. In 1898, Frank Reinhardt, a notable photographer, captured a series of portraits during the Trans-Mississippian International Exposition in Omaha, Nebraska. Among the various subjects photographed by Reinhardt, one that stood out was a portrait of a mother and her son. This specific image was named Wichita by Reinhardt. At the end of the 19th century, the Klondike Gold Rush became a phenomenon that attracted approximately 100,000 people, many of whom came from the West and were accustomed to the dynamics of urban expansion. They were driven by the promise of wealth and prosperity in this new frontier of opportunities. The photograph captures a moment on Blake Street, Denver, Colorado, in the mid-1880s. The scene is dominated by the presence of the famous Palace Theater on the left, a venue frequented by various celebrated figures of the time. Among them, Doc Holliday, renowned for playing the card game Pharaoh in this theater. This historical image, captured on February 4, 1898, in Fort Apache, Arizona, as noted on its verso, carries an intriguing inscription, "To Papa's man, from Papa." This suggests that the photograph may have been an affectionate gift from a father to his son. It is a valuable component of the Western Americana collection. An elderly woman, dressed in 19th century attire, stands next to a simple grave in a peaceful field. The grave is located on a rural property in Kearney, Missouri. The woman, with a sad and contemplative expression, gazes at the tombstone, which is modest and marked with the year 1882. Ancient trees and a farmhouse in the background complete the scene, evoking the era of the American Old West. 3 iconic figures from the Old West, Wild Bill Hickok, Texas Jack Omohundro, and Buffalo Bill Cody, starred in the theatrical play The Scouts of the Plains in 1873. This dramatic work featured fictionalized stories of the famous explorers and buffalo hunters on the United States frontier. The resounding success of the play, both with the audience and the critics, served as inspiration for Buffalo Bill Cody to create his own show, titled Buffalo Bill Wild West. Stereoscopic image depicting a significant moment when the Pawnee tribe receives payments, both in cash and goods, from the United States government, as agreed upon in a specific treaty. This photographic technique, known as stereoscopy, provides a perception of depth and 3-dimensional dimension when viewed through a special device called a stereoscope. Captured by the renowned Norwegian photographer Fredrik Monsen in the late 1800s, this grayscale image illustrates a caravan of pioneers advancing towards California. the most prosperous and densely populated state in the USA at the time, in horse-drawn wagons and mule-drawn carts. The photograph, dated 1886, was taken in Arizona, during a period when it had not yet been incorporated as an American state. In 1909, the celebrated Apache leader and shaman Geronimo succumbed to pneumonia, aggravated by a fall from a horse that left him exposed on a cold night. He passed away while in custody at Fort Sill in Oklahoma, where he had lived for the last 23 years of his life, far from his homeland in the southwestern United States. Recognized as one of the bravest and most respected Apache warriors, his death marked the end of a significant era. In the early 1860s, the United States was grappling with a deep division over issues of slavery and state autonomy. In this context, the American Civil War erupted, primarily focusing on the Eastern Front, where intense and brutal conflicts took place. Simultaneously, in the western part of the country, particularly in the Colorado Mountains, an era of prosperity and emerging wealth was on the rise. This photograph, dated 1878 and taken in Yuma, Arizona, highlights a crucial aspect of daily life in the Old West: the transportation and communication operations carried out by Wells Fargo and Company. During this period, the company played a vital role in the transportation of goods, mail, currency, and people, connecting various cities and regions in the western United States. This compact portrait, measuring approximately 4 x 5 inches, 10.2 x 12.7 centimeters, captures a precious image for enthusiasts of California's gold rush history. The image is a half-plate daguerreotype, a primitive photographic technique that used a copper plate coated with silver, and it depicts a group of miners in front of a wooden cabin. In 2011, this historic daguerreotype was sold for $83,650 at a Cowan's Auctions auction. Pearl Hart found inspiration in Annie Oakley, a renowned sharpshooter and star of Old West shows. However, unlike Oakley, who used her shooting talent for entertainment, Hart employed her skills for criminal activities. After being captured and incarcerated, Hart became pregnant in prison, which led the governor to grant her an early pardon. After her release, the details of her life remained enigmatic. This photograph is part of a digital collection of images of Native Americans from Oklahoma, offered by the Gilcrease Museum. The image depicts a woman from the Pawnee tribe, native to the Central Plains of the USA, with a focus on the area that currently comprises the state of Nebraska. Although the date and author of the photograph are unknown, it is likely that it was captured in the late 19th century. This image is the work of Matthew Brady, the renowned photographer of the American Civil War. Brady captured the photograph in 1861, depicting a bridge constructed by the military. The scene captures the intersection of technological innovation with the natural environment, illustrating a steam locomotive and a mail car crossing a wooden bridge over a body of water. This remarkable photograph features A.J. Blue, a Union soldier in the American Civil War. He is dressed in a dark blue uniform and a black hat, accompanied by a diverse array of weaponry. In his arsenal, a long, curved blade sword stands out, versatile for both offense and defense. This studio portrait, provided by the Kansas Historical Society and dated 1865, is titled African American Cowboys. The lack of details about the individuals depicted or the specific location where it was taken is notable. However, the most striking element in the image is the attire of the men and the peculiar way their pistols are holstered in their belts, providing an intriguing glimpse into this historical period. Captured in 1898 by the photographer Reinhardt, this photograph depicts Chief Little Wound, a notable figure of the Oglala Sioux tribe. The photograph radiates tangible emotion, although detailed information about the context or conditions in which it was taken is lacking. The expression on Chief Little Wound's face and the composition of the image provide a fascinating perspective on his persona and the historical context of the time. Tosawi, also referred to as Toshaway, White Knife, Toshawa, Tosawi, or Silver Brooch, emerged as a prominent figure among the Penateka, a faction of the Comanches. Known for his involvement in multiple agreements and assemblies with European settlers, he gained a reputation as a conciliatory and collaborative leader. In 1867, Tosawi surrendered to the United States military forces, ratifying the Medicine Lodge Treaty, which stipulated the relocation of his people to a designated reservation. During the westward expansion of the United States, Several cities were characterized by temporary structures similar to those shown in this photograph. Primarily constructed with wood and covered with canvas or similar fabrics, these buildings were notable for their low cost and quick assembly. Such attributes were essential for traders and local residents, who often needed to adapt to rapid changes in the environment and the economy. Traveling back in time and interacting with the patrons of this 1890 saloon would indeed be a fascinating experience. These people were immersed in a period filled with challenges and emotions, in an era where strength often dictated the rules, and a card game could drastically alter an individual's fortune. In this environment, amid sips of drinks, negotiations, laughter, and conflicts, they were unaware that their daily experiences were contributing to the historical narrative of the American Old West.